It's going really well, I can say now. We have 76 people in the project. About 50 of those have their packages up and running, and we employ about 17 local people to provide the services for them. It's doing really well. It's changed the life of people in our town, and they tell us all the time. So I think that's a positive for us.
I was working on a cattle station, listening to a lot of the old fellas talking about being worried about having to retire and move into the city. I saw Leslie's video, that is a brilliant idea. We need to do that out here. And we've spoken on the phone. This is actually the first time we've ever been face to face. I approached the Aged Care Advisory Committee for Etheridge Shire or Etheridge Regional Council and talked about getting home care packages into the region. Etheridge Cares covers 70,000 square kilometres, so we've got a population of 1,200 people. It's really remote, it's very spread out. We got champions from all the individual towns and cattle stations in between them, and we've just spoken to anyone and everyone in the community about home care packages.
When someone in the community identifies that they want to make a difference, that's where it's got a catalyst to begin, and I think that's a real key to it. And so they've taken that model that started in Bell and adapted it for their community.
We've got soup today, Frankie.
Yeah, man.
Soup.
And so far, in those communities where they've really put a huge amount of effort in, it's delivering really well.
A lot of our people in Bell are, I think up to 5th generation living there, and people should have the right to live well in their own home for as long as they want. They were the ones who volunteered and built the tennis courts and put the swimming pool in and built the showgrounds and all this kind of stuff. If they want to stay home and they can be supported at home, if they're well enough, and most of them are, they should be able to stay at home.
Currently got 17 clients. We have 25 on a waiting list waiting for home care packages, which I think is the key. Everybody's waiting for home care packages, but we'll get there. A lot of them talk about, you go into town and you curl up and die. So if they get to stay on their station, they get to work with the younger generations on the station, they get to continue to dream.
You have to figure out what's going to work for your community. You've got to figure out what assets are in your community, what can you draw on. You've got a school who wants some older people to come in and help them with reading. You've got a pharmacy who says, yes, look, I want to make a difference in the lives of older people. You've got the local handyman who says, yep, look, fantastic, I'd like to come and help put in some handrails and things like that. So they're assets in a community of people that you can draw on.
It gives a lot of the mothers, I don't want to stereotype, but it gives a lot of the mums something to do, particularly if they're off a station and they bring their kids an hour and a half into town and they don't want to turn around and drive an hour and a half back. They can work while their kids are at school.
If people can age in place, it's an economic development opportunity because you've got federal aged care funding coming into that community. You're creating employment to employ local people to provide the supports for those older residents. And so it has a cascading effect. The town of Bell is an example of it. It actually is growing because older people are staying in place, people are moving there. It's helping to create that sense of a community there where people want to live.
I'm talking to community groups all over the country. So it's become pretty much a full-time job for me now, just mentoring those groups. The dream for me is to see these community projects just running all over the country. Community can be anything. It can be a group of people who go to the same church. I say to people, that can be your community. Don't think that it has to be bigger than that. It works better when it's smaller and a bit tighter. So that's my dream, to see it everywhere.